Motives, the devil made me do it. Motives, Satan himself made me fall into this sin. He makes me sin over and over and over again. Well, what if I told you that it wasn't actually these demons? It wasn't actually Satan himself that is making you fall into sin, that is making you sin, but it was actually your disobedience towards God. Now, I'm not trying to justify the kingdom of darkness. I'm not trying to justify the enemy himself. He is the evilest of the evilest. But what I'm trying to say is that it's 50-50. So yes, although he will tempt us, he will make us try to fall into this sin. At the end of the humble day, it's up to us whether to make the choice to listen to the kingdom of darkness or the kingdom of righteousness. And we could take this all the way back to Adam and Eve, for example. When they were in the Garden of Eden, they literally had everything they needed in this life, right? And of course, the evil snake came up to them and told them to eat the fruit of knowledge. And so they were tempted. They were tempted, but also they were tested in this temptation. They were tested to see whether they were faithful to the Lord. And because they chose to be disobedient to the Lord and listen to the ruler of darkness, this is where they fell into sin. And you see, because Adam and Eve started to be disobedient to the Lord, they fell into sin. And that's exactly what so many of us go through. But we all like to blame others. We like to blame even God for our sins rather than ourselves. But motives, I keep getting tempted by the enemy himself. Every time I open Instagram, I get tempted over and over and over. Well, the first mistake you did was going on Instagram in the first place. You see how you make the choice. You know in the back of your goofy brain that you're gonna get tempted, that you already follow all of these like OF models, these tater tots on Instagram, and they're gonna tempt you. And you know that in the back of your thick skull, but you like to be a victim. You like to blame others. You like to blame God. You like to blame the enemy himself rather than yourself. And if you really want to dive deep into it, think about when Jesus was tempted by Satan. You know, the Father could have easily taken out Satan at that very moment, but he let him go to Jesus to test Jesus's faith, to truly see if he was the Son of God. And so because of Jesus's obedience and his faith, he was able to overcome the kingdom of darkness. And that's exactly what Satan himself is going to try to make you do. He's going to try to make you slip up. He's going to try to test you to see if you're really going to listen to the Lord, if you're going to follow the way, the truth, and the life, or you're going to give in to him. You see, you might be in the enemy's room. You might be in the enemy's territory right now, but God gives you a torch. And as long as you put that torch above you, aka when we put God above ourselves, we can always find our way out of that room. But you see, if you place that torch on the ground, you're not going to be able to find your way out.